Hey there, it's the Heir of Carthage, bringing you a Rome Total War online commentary battle. This time I'm playing as Pontus. Up front I have 5 units of Bronze Shield Pikemen, I have a unit of Chariot Archers running at the side, 4 units of Archers, and 3 units of Cappadocian Cavalry. My opponent is playing as Macedon, has 6 units of Gold, or most of them Gold Royal Pikemen, and he has 3 units of heavily upgraded Cretan Archers, or sorry, 4 units Cretan Archers. My opponent's kind of fighting in a semi-noob box. I'm not trying to call him a noob. It's not really a noob box completely. Here my Chariot Archers didn't really go into Cantabrian Circle properly, and because of their foolishness they got taken, they took a lot of damage from the Cretans, and they deserved it. So in my last video I talked about playing to your strengths, and in this video I guess I can kind of continue that. Not so much that I have a strength here in infantry, because my opponent's infantry both outnumbers mine and is better quality. So, what's my opponent's weakness and what's my strength? His weakness is that he cannot be maneuverable. He's chosen 6 units of phalanx units, and although they're heavily upgraded and quite strong, they don't have any room to maneuver. If they spread out, then they'll be hammer and anvil by my cavalry. So he has to stay in this tight box, whereas I can move about the battlefield and make him react rather than being able to act. And so right now my archers, because his Cretan archers are so bunched up, my archers are absolutely slaughtering them, and he's losing a lot of money because of this. What he should have done was actually spread his line out and left maybe 2 units of Royal Pikes in the rear, 4 units of Royal Pikes in the front. They could have easily held mine. His 2 extra units could have warded off cavalry attacks, and then he could have spread out his Cretan archers and probably slaughtered my archers in no time. In fact, he could have trained some of his archers onto my cavalry as well, and dealt them some damage. But because he's chosen this tactic, it's going to cost him a bit. So I'm getting a little bit antsy here to hammer and anvil him. I don't want these Royal Pikes to engage my Bronze Shields for too long, because my Bronze Shields will get wasted. Notice though I left my Bronze Shield in pretty thick ranks here to keep them from, or to help them be more defensible. I actually just realized that my opponent's using Phalanx Pikemen, not Royal Pikemen. That would explain why he was able to have so many with good upgrades. Sorry about that mistake, but in any case, because of their upgrades, they're basically going to be like Royal Pikemen here, except for their morale. So here I tried to hammer and anvil, and he turned into me, and I actually got the worst of that, so he did well. And his pikes are pretty well chewing me up. They're doing very well against mine. But now that my archers have wasted his Cretans, I have my archers firing at this unit's phalanx pikemen, and that's going to decrease them significantly and basically take them out of the fight. Although his pikes are winning, they're taking some serious damage. And here I drive in a hammer and anvil assault on his rightmost unit. And they don't rout, but because they have to turn and face my cavalry, they end up routing when my Bronze Shields get a hold of their flank. So now I have a little bit of an advantage going. Like I said, my opponent wasn't going to be able to maneuver in this battle, and that was his weakness. And so I'm using my maneuverability and my cavalry to gain superiority over him. Whenever you don't bring cavalry, that's a definite risk. Sometimes when you play as like the Greek city-states, you don't necessarily get to bring a lot of cavalry, and so that can be difficult. You just have to practice using your infantry to screen and protect your flanks. It's kind of tricky, but it can be done. So there I brought in a big strike in the center and knocked out his men just before my men routed.
This is a day of
and
victory.
My opponent went ahead and admitted
Your
defeat,
soldiers
seeing
have
that.
driven off the enemy,
So that was an
and your
interesting army my
triumph
opponent
is
brought up. And as you can
complete.
see, it worked quite well against my infantry. The problem was that he had nothing to counter my cavalry with, and so I was able to win the battle. So like I said, when you come into a battle, just go ahead and take a minute and assess your opponent's strategies that you can see, and his troops, and see if you have any advantage that you can use against him, using your strength. So, as you can see, I deployed 1,142 men, had 849 kills, 582 men remaining. My opponent, Alexander Ares, deployed 1,042 men, had 643 kills, 191 men remaining. Good game to my opponent.